Peace, 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 y'all. This is your host, Empress, Coach Rena Nicole, and this is the AM Inspiration Show to wake that ass up. Yes, period. The one, the only original and authentic content. Yes. Waking your ass up consciously, spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially, and soulfully. With that being said, today the topic is the 5 apology languages. Now, keep in mind we are streaming live. So with that being said, I'm going to allow y'all to kick back for another 20 seconds and we're going to get right into this topic. Period. All right, y'all. Peace, peace, great rising. Good morning, grand rising. How you doing? This is your host, Empress. Yes. Um, yes, today the topic is the 5 apology languages. Have you ever felt like when someone apologized to you that it didn't mean a damn thing? Like it was like dead weight in the air, like you didn't feel like it was me, like it wasn't a real apology, like it was almost like a fake apology. Um, yeah, so today we're going to talk about the different styles of apologizing. Did you even know what styles of apologizing? Apologies, excuse me. Um, it is dun dun dun. Literally, there's 5 different types of apology languages. Okay, because when you discover, just exactly what your language is, you're better able to communicate your remorse with other people. You're better able to communicate when someone else is being remorseful. You're better, you're able to put yourself in a place of receiving that, accepting that. You know what I mean? Um, and it actually means something to you more. It definitely helps you to resolve conflict in a more high vibrational and healthy way, and you actually learn how to help better understand how you receive apologies for the most part, and what others are saying when they apologize and how they best work for you. Okay, period. It's similar to the 5 love languages. Okay, so it's by the same creators actually. um So when you're definitely self-aware of which apology language is most meaningful to those around you, you definitely can yourself. You actually can apologize in that language so it resonates with the other people and is better received by them as well. It's a mutual thing. It's not just like, oh, I have to learn mine so people can know how to apologize to me. No, you should learn yours, but you also should put in the effort, especially if you are into sustainable, healthy relationships, and being consciously aware and waking your ass up how others need to be apologized to. Period. Okay. Yes. Period. Okay. So it's literally the secret to healthy relationships. Okay. Now it's a book called The 5 Apology Languages: The Secret to Healthy Relationships. That's the name of the book, right? Okay. So literally when you are unsure of your apology language, let's get into the first one. Okay, the first one literally is how you express regret. So an example of that would be like, that you felt bad and you didn't mean to do it and you're sorry, right? That would be an example of how you apologize, right? So just by expressing regret, like the regret apology language, is about uh reaching deep inside and having that self accountability that you actually hurt someone. You realize that you owe them an apology, and you regret your actions that warranted the apologies in the first place. Okay, this apology language is not complicated. It's expressed simply in the act of saying, I I apologize that I hurt you. Okay, and it's extremely imperative to admit guilt and recognize the pain that you inflicted on another person. Okay? Now, the second one is accepting responsibility. Okay? It's literally all about accountability. Every single one, every single language is about accountability. But the next language is called accepting responsibility, right? So, an example of how you would apologize when you're accepting responsibility is, I'm sorry I did, whatever, air quotations. I shouldn't have done that, and there's no excuse for it, right? So it's literally putting out there that you recognize what you did, you've seen what you did, and there's no justification or deflection or anything for the reason that I did that. But I recognize I did it and I apologize, right? Because when you're able to hold your own self accountable for your behavior, when you're apologizing, it takes a lot of self awareness, self respect, dignity, and things of that nature. Okay? So it means that you're not just conceding that you were wrong, yet you're also accepting responsibility for it. Okay? That's something that everyone's not able or even capable of doing, right? Because this apology language should be direct and to the point without making any excuses for yourself, okay? Just own it. It's not, oh, because I was feeling bad that day, I was having a bad day, I was doing this. No, just say, if you did something wrong, admit to it, get it over with, apologize for it. It's not up to you whether they accept the apology or anything like that. Put yourself out there, be accountable, especially when you're self-aware and you realize that you may have done wrong by someone or hurt someone. Excuse me. Um, because a lot of the times, people who have a lot of ego and pride, they get in the way of offering that type of apology in a manner that is genuine. Because they may say that they are sorry, for doing something wrong. And if you don't say I accept your apology right away, then they'll be like, you know what? I did it because of something you did. Hello? Is this thing on? They may tell you, they may get into all the things you did, and then be like, this is why I did that. Instead of just sticking to that they are grown-ups or whatever, whoever they are, and they did that on their own. Nobody forced them to do it. Nobody made them do it, and they chose to do it. Okay? Accountability is not something that you run into every day. It takes a lot of integrity to have accountability within yourself. It takes a lot of integrity to be self-aware, because that's more work than most people are willing to put into themselves. Let's just be honest here. We had a discussion a few weeks ago about how the human brain is predisposed and hardwired to low vibration. Period. So if that's the way our brains are predisposed and hardwired to be low vibrational, um, or quote unquote negative, then you expecting someone to be accountable and admit their wrongs to you and not blame you while they're apologizing. That's some high expectations that you have out there. You know what I'm saying? Um, this type of apology is where you're taking personal ownership for what has happened, and it's not making excuses or projecting it onto someone else. Okay? Now, literally, if this is your apology language or someone that personal or interpersonal, um, it's literally telling you that you need to hear the words, I was wrong, in order to feel an apology is truly genuine. Like, if someone never say they was wrong, you probably feel like they never apologized. Period. Okay? So the next one is genuinely, genuinely, genuinely. Okay, talk kind of fast. Yeah. Genuinely repenting. Okay, so an example of genuinely repenting when it comes to apology languages is literally saying, I am genuinely sorry, or I genuinely apologize for whatever happened, quote unquote. Next time, instead, I won't do it, so it won't happen again. Period. Okay. um, when you are genuinely repenting, right? This language is not just about taking responsibility, but it's also about putting yourself out there, promising someone that you will do better. It's not that you want to do better. You gotta be kidding me. That you will do better. Okay? In the future. And that what you're apologizing for will never happen again. The key thing in genuinely repenting is verbalizing your desire to change. Okay? So that's important, right? Because literally what you're doing is letting the person know what you're going to do about it to rectify what they've done. And also, what you'll do next time in case the situation arises again. Okay? Now, the next one is making restitution, okay? That's the next apology language. We're up to number 4 now. Move kind of fast today. Wow. Um, the next one is an example for making restitution would be, I'm sorry for air quotations, whatever happened. Here's what I'm going to do to make it right. So it does differ from the last one, okay? So literally, as the language suggests, right? It's about apologizing through actions. They're actually going to show you, you know, that they're sorry. They're not just saying it, they're showing you that they're sorry. You know, you're seeing it through their actions that they're sorry. You're not a person that can just sit back and take words. You can't just, oh, somebody say they're sorry. Okay, well, what are you going to do about it to show me that you're sorry? Literally, you're one of those people, right? So this is about apologizing through an action in addition to verbalizing it as well, that you are, in that apologetic manner, okay? Because words are just not enough, right? This language is about doing something to make it up to the person, okay? And this may include you or your interpersonal or personal relationships as well. But literally, it's like you feel the need for justice. You have to have justice in your life and a visible demonstration of love to feel you could truly accept an apology. Okay? So literally, you have to like, you're one of those people like, you know what? Hey, that's not fair. You might be a person that say that all the time. That's not fair, or actions speak louder than words. Okay? Right. So you are someone who definitely appreciates when someone actually shows you, better than they can tell you. Okay? So keep in mind that that's the kind of when you are into that kind of apology language, is literally called making restitution. Making restitution is my apology language, because it's like people can say whatever they want to say, but if they're not going to show up in life differently, then it's just like, it's kind of like a waste of breath. You get what I'm saying? So I definitely resonate with making restitution more, a lot more than a lot of other things. So the fifth and final love language is requesting forgiveness, right? So, an example of requesting forgiveness is, I'm sorry for air quotations, whatever happened. I hope you forgive me, but I understand you may need time to do that. Now, quote unquote, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to get permission. Hello? Is anybody there? Is this thing on? Dun, dun, dun. One more time for the road. It's easier to ask forgiveness than it is to get permission, right? So, while this is definitely true in most cases, asking for permission, depending on what you are hoping to be forgiven for, can make one wish they did ask for permission. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that conversation we had where we were talking about how people just show up in your life and they give you unsolicited advice. Or they just go on and on about what people should be doing with their lives and how they should be living their lives. And it's all by their standards, right? So literally, it's like someone showing up to your life and they know you're going through something, and they're not saying, "Hey, excuse me, is it okay if I, give you some advice or just speak to you on what you just spoke on?" They don't ask permission anymore. Everyone's a common, everyday psychologist. Nobody needs permission to be intrusive anymore. So just having that requesting for forgiveness thing is definitely important because maybe someone just not ready to hear that. Maybe they need time to process what happened, and you just apologizing. It's just a turn off, and it's just making everything worse. Okay? So keep in mind that you cannot force someone's hand to forgive you and pressure them for a response. And that's where the problem lies in that. Because literally when you are asking someone, can can you apologize? And can they forgive you? It also means giving the person from whom you're asking for forgiveness time to process what's going on. Whether they want to forgive you or not. Period. And that's so important because some people think, oh, well, I apologize. So what if you apologize? So what? What does that even mean that you apologize? You apologize all you want to, but guess what? I'm still hurt. I'm still in pain over what you did to me. So let me process what happened and I'll get back to you when I feel as though I had enough time to understand where you were coming from with that apology. Was it genuine? And the other things that come into place, like, um, making restitution if that's your apology language, genuinely repenting if that's your apology language, accepting responsibility and expressing regret. That's what that processing time is for, to figure out, how you accept apologies and different things of that nature. Okay? So we just went over all 5 of the apology languages, period. I need a moment to myself. Now, with that being said, you're like, why do apology languages matter? Okay? Literally, we started off with the conversation of they matter because if you don't know how to apologize to someone, that's dangerous because they may never ever take you seriously. They may not never respect you if you never apologize. So keep in mind, somebody could be in your life and think so little of you because you never have apologized to them. They can think you're a joke. They can think you're a clown. They can think that you're just someone that they don't prioritize anymore because you don't have the guts. You don't have the enough the dignity in yourself to even recognize or be self-aware enough to know that you're wrong in a situation or that you hurt people. So keep in mind, because you never know when people feel that way, because people wear masks. I'm trying to tell you, people wear masks and pretend like, they respect you or that you're a cool person, and they think highly of you the whole time. They think you're a whole idiot, and they think you're inconsiderate. They think you're a narcissist. They can think a lot of different things about you. So just even making that, yourself self-aware enough to discover what your apology language is and other people's is will definitely put you in a position of having healthy relationships with people. like some real good healthy relationships with people, and that's the best thing that you can do for yourself. You know, you're not into doing stuff like that for yourself. Hey, that's your position in life. It's not our position. But when you are into developing yourself in that kind of way, then literally you are propelling yourself into that area of life where you're having optimal relationships, where you're having, giving yourself the opportunity for growth. And because literally when you understand how you receive and give love with your love language, the same is literally said about your apology language, right? As humans, we are ultimately flawed. We're perfectly flawed, okay? And because of that, we're all guilty of saying and doing things that are low vibrational and they affect people in our life, okay? And a big part of being a person in this society is definitely getting along with other people and having the ability to know when and how to apologize, as well as to what you need when someone else is apologizing to you. Okay? And most people they're not even aware of apology languages. They probably are not aware of them. They don't really practice them. They don't have any skill sets when it comes to being accountable and self-aware. And that's what our podcast is all about, because when you have done by someone in a way that is not, conducive for growth, and just like a way that's quote unquote air quotations wrong, you know, um, the best thing to do is to apologize if at all possible, right? So what you're basically saying with an apology is that um, you can turn the interaction into one where all parties involved are able to effectively resolve an issue, and where both parties they can walk away feeling like it wasn't disingenuous, like it was genuine. When um sometimes listen, even when you apologize, it still puts you out there for someone to feel like that it's not real, it's fake. Even if you're apologizing to them their apology language, they don't have to accept it. So even either people could walk away like, you know what, that was fake, whatever. They apologize, but I wasn't feeling it. Because sometimes people aren't ready to accept an apology, okay? So when you are definitely manifesting or definitely transmuting the energy around apologizing, and understanding apology languages, it definitely can enhance your resistance and your communication skills, especially your effective communication skills, okay? Because resolution is always the goal, okay? Making someone feel just like you apologize for the sake of apologizing resolves nothing. Like I said, it's not genuine, it's not authentic, and some people just do that just to save face. They just apologize just to save face so they can look good to other people for that image. And then, like, if you know that person is still being an asshole towards you, or still undermining you, or still saying slick shit under their breath under you, a lot of people like listen. And I always go into social media. I have to, because this is where people are. A lot of people are on social media. And a lot of people aren't on social media. So it's good to get both sides of the coin, right? Now, a lot of the times you may get in like to stuff on social media, and people can apologize, right? But their behavior doesn't change. It's not genuine. They still could like undermine you, undercut you, cut you off, try to make you feel like you're less than them. People are sick. People are really sick, on so many different levels of being sick, that they are just doing it to save face. They're doing it so people can think that they're a genuine person and an authentic person. But at the end of the day, they are still doing the behavior that got them in the first place of having to apologize. They're still acting out on that behavior. And that's when it's time for you to reevaluate on why you would even want to allow these people, whether it's off social media or in social media, to have access to you. Okay? Listen, we keep having this conversation about stop giving people access to you. Access across the board. It matters, okay? If someone is being disingenuous with you, you don't have to give them access to you. I don't care If they had 1 million views, I don't care if they were the president of the United States. If they're not being authentic, if they're not being genuine, you do not have to give them access to you. Period. Okay? Listen, the best way to use apology languages in this existence is to try to understand and practice your apology languages. You had to seek, especially if it's an intimate partner, you have to seek and understand their language. It's hard to be with someone that doesn't understand your apology languages. Guess what? Because when they apologize, you're not going to feel they mean it. You're going to feel like there's someone who's not genuine. There's someone who doesn't know you. You're going to start feeling like, oh, my partner doesn't even know me, because they can't apologize in the language that makes you feel, like, okay, well, they didn't mean to do that. Or, okay, they're going to make up for it. They're going to show me better, and when they're not able to produce those things, it causes a lot of issues and the breakdown of a foundation of a relationship. Okay? Apology languages are a significant tool in building any type of relationship. Okay? Because like we said, as humans, we're perfectly flawed. So every day not going to be looking like, the way you probably desire it to look in a certain type of way. Okay? So being honest with yourself and include bits of every apology language in your next sincere apology, you're probably off to a good start, especially if you don't know where to land at. You know, but literally there's a quiz out here in these streets. Yes, there's a quiz out here in these streets. You go to the 5 apology languages and you figure that out. I'll give y'all the website right now. Let me get it to y'all. The 5lovelanguages.com. Literally, if you scroll to the bottom, it's going to be at the bottom of the page and it says apology language, and you can just click on it and take the quiz. It's free. And if you have an intimate partner, or if you you work in team building and stuff like that, then this is great for you, like project management, anything like that, because you want to be able to connect to other people in a healthy, positive way. Just to know, like, okay, this is how this person likes to be spoken to. This works for them. This apology language works for them, and this is how we can move forward without, having that much time to process how someone is doing. Because you never know how long it's taking. And just imagine being like having a project with someone and you not knowing their apology language. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that, having a project with someone not knowing their apology language, and it's just like it makes the project really rough if something goes down and they feel like you weren't being genuine when you actually did apologize, and you not knowing how to apologize to this person, and them not knowing how they like how to communicate how they want to be apologized to. It's a lot of factors that go into it, and a lot of things is not on you. But like we always say, it's about how you show up. It's about how you are projecting yourself in a healthy way, not projecting yourself from your own pain and trauma or deflection, but how you're showing up in a way that's sustainable, in a way that's consciously aware, where you can grow and you can learn and you can elevate beyond who you used to be. Okay? Period. So, spaghetti-o. Hope y'all still can hear me. I hope y'all still can hear me. So literally, to make relationships last, whether they be personal, interpersonal, in general, without apologies, you won't really have a healthy relationship, because the ability to apologize for your own mistakes as well as accept apology is fundamentally important in strengthening relationships. Okay. Like I said, that foundation of relationships matters. And without having these tools and using these skill sets, you are really like literally saying, like, this is not important to me. I don't value this relationship. I don't value the person in the relationship with me. And that's what you're literally saying. Okay. So with that being said, it helps everyone involved when they recognize that their hurt and their hurt feelings are valid. A lot of times people invalidate others with an apology. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. An apology shouldn't be too much to ask for. Okay, so let me go over the 5 apology languages real quick. Just giving y'all the names of them so you don't forget. so you don't forget them, okay? So one is accepting responsibility. Um, the next one is genuinely repenting. Okay. Excuse me, let me start over again. The first one is expressing regret. The next one is accepting responsibility. Then it goes into genuinely repenting. And then it's making restitution. And it's requesting forgiveness. With that being said, I am your host, Empress Coach Rena Nicole, and this was the AM Inspiration Show to wake that ass up, where we wake your ass up consciously, spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially, and soulfully. Period. Okay. Okay. Okay, sound like my soundboard got hoarse. But literally, we are waking that ass up consciously, spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially, and soulfully. With that being said, we are streaming live every day, 7 days a week, 365, with those topics to help you development yourself and your life. You know, you can catch us on every network out here in these streets that it has podcasts on it, including YouTube, Facebook, Clubhouse, Twitter, Spoon app, you know, iHeartRadio, okay, Spotify, and Anchor. With that being said, I will check y'all out tomorrow. Peace, y'all.